Hey guys, I'm super excited because today we're in a community that a lot of my subscribers have been asking me about, and I finally made it out here. So what's all the buzz? Well, let me paint a picture for you. In this neighborhood, amongst 420 different communities selected in the state of Texas, this one ranks the highest in San Antonio. So if you want to know where the best neighborhood to raise a family is, which this ranks 104 out of the 420 communities, or the best places to just live in Texas and in San Antonio, of course, this one ranks 107 out of the 420 communities. And if you're a young professional, this is the place for you because this is ranking 117 out of the 420 communities in the state of Texas. So we're not just talking about San Antonio. Obviously, this is the best place to live in San Antonio, but in overall Texas. So in this video, we're going to cover why everybody wants to live here, why it's a great place to raise a family, and why professionals want to live here. We're going to cover what there is to eat here, what there is to do here, where we're at, and all the things that are creating a buzz about this little town we call Helotes. So if that's what you want to watch in this video, we're covering all that. So let's get to it right now. All right, so we're in Old Town Helotes. This is the small strip that is here. It's the older part of the town, and a lot of people like to come to it. Like for instance, right now we're sitting in an area that has a bunch of different shops. But let me tell you where we're at exactly in San Antonio. So we're in the northwest part of San Antonio. We're about 18 minutes away from the airport and about 23 minutes away from downtown. So if getting to the airport or getting downtown is important to you, you kind of have a frame of reference. That's where we're at. Other things that are around here is we're right on the edge of the Texas Hill Country, like 3 minutes down the road that way, and you're gonna see there's all these hills and there's homes perched up on the hillsides. It's a really beautiful place. And if you keep going further down, about 23 miles down the road, there's a little town called Bandera. And Bandera is a nice little place that you can go to on the weekends. They have country music. They have all kinds of festivities that you can do there. The barbecue that I mentioned, barbecue in Texas, it's phenomenal. And in Bandera, it's no different. Other things that are around here that are more towards the city is going to be La Cantera and the Rim. If you love to shop, you're probably going to love this place because this is where all the high-end stores are. They have a Bass Pro Shop for you guys. They also have a theater and just all different types of cuisines and entertainment and restaurants and shops that you can go, do something on the weekend. La Cantera, if I didn't mention already, is an outdoor shopping mall. So you can go out there and enjoy the weather like this weather right now while your wife is out there shopping, or maybe your husband's out there shopping, whatever it is. You can enjoy the outdoors. You can have a nice cold beverage like I am right now while they're doing their thing. So those are a couple of things that are really close to here. If you are into nature, then there's another park that's called Government Canyon State Park. They actually have dinosaur footprints embedded in the limestone there. My son grew up loving dinosaurs, and we go there just to check those out. It's really phenomenal. Hi, my name is Jesse Lopez. If we haven't met yet, I am the owner of Blue Utopia Realty here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a real estate agent that helps people like you from all over the world relocate here to San Antonio. So I spent 23 years in the United States Air Force, and I moved around all over the country, all over the world, about 13 to 19 times. And every time there was always something that I did wrong, and I wish I had a resource like this channel in order to help me. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you in your move to San Antonio. Whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years, do me a favor, get a hold of me. There's a QR code right here where you can book a discovery call where we can talk about what your family's needs are and what kind of home you want to live in. And trust me, it doesn't matter what part of town you move in, I will find you a home. I guarantee that. So don't forget, subscribe and then send me a text, email, or smoke signal. I'll answer them all. So yeah, Helotes is, again, it's one of the biggest, or not the biggest, one of the most sought after communities. Like I said in the introduction, there's 420 communities in Texas that have ranked for the best places to live. And at 104 out of the 420, Helotes is like the best place to raise a family. Like if that's important to you because you want good schools, you want, low crime, and you want all that good stuff, then Helotes is definitely a contender. But who lives here? Like, we really want to know who lives here, right? Well, the composition of the neighborhood or the community, it's a city. The composition is there's 51% female and 49% male. So, hey guys, if you want to move here, you're looking for love, this might be the place, because they have 2% more than we do here. The average household income is about 124,000. The median age is anywhere from 45 to about 54. And I know that in previous videos, some other neighborhoods are in the lower 30s. So this is a little bit more mature community. And I think it's because a lot of people just decide to retire and then they move to Helotes. I mean, you can tell just by the creature comforts that are here, this is a slow pace. It's not, a fast pace, city type of vibe. This is more country. And you have the best of both worlds though, because just 3 minutes to the north is a hill country. And then 3 minutes to the south is the city life. So we're situated right off of Bandera Road, which is a main road coming in from San Antonio and goes all the way, coincidentally, to Bandera, Texas. Bandera Road is the road you will come in here, and it is outside Loop 1604. If you haven't seen my videos before, and I tell you about the different loops, like there's Loop 410, Loop 1604. Loop 1604 is the outer loop, so that's where we're at. Northwest San Antonio, outer loop on Bandera Road, Loop 1604. So, other things, what is around here? Like, what do people like to do? The major attractions around here are Six Flags, which is right in between La Cantera and the Rim, which is the shopping centers I mentioned before. You also have, to the south, you have SeaWorld, and there's just so many things. For places to work, if you're in the medical profession, the medical center is just down the road on I-10, and you can get to either the medical center, you can go to USAA, and Valero is also all in this area. Those are the major employers in the area, but trust me, it's easy to get around town. It's easy to hop on Loop 1604 and I-10 and all the different connecting highways to get where you need to go. I will warn you though, right now, this is June 2024. As I'm shooting this video, there is a major construction on Loop 1604 and IH10. I mean, they're making just these multi-layers and just trying to ease up traffic. Right now, during the weekend, they actually closed down that intersection, which causes a lot of headache. But by the time you move here, that should all be resolved, and getting in and out of this area should be really, really easy. So in Helotes, there's 9,000 people roughly that live here in the city. And of those, there's only a 4.4% unemployment rate, and the poverty level is at 2% and lower. So this is a great place to live. You know that everybody here is engaged. They're working. They're doing their thing, or maybe they're even just retired. If you're retiring and you want to find the Sleepy Hollow that has all the amenities, do me a favor, give me a call. My number's down below. Let's chat. Let's talk about it, because in this community, there's different types of living also, just like everything everywhere else. But in this community, when we get back into my truck and I show you the neighborhood itself, you're going to find that you have high-end new homes. And when I mean new, they're probably built in the 2000s on up. And also you have more of a country living to the north side of Bandera Road. These homes are bigger. They do have septic tanks and wells, so it's not city water, but you get that privacy. You get the breathing room. So if those are some things that are important to you, you absolutely want to give me a call so I can help you find the perfect home. So yeah, my next part is my favorite part, where we get into the truck, we actually drive around the neighborhoods. I show you what I'm talking about, because there's just so much to see. So let me finish my drink, and then we'll get in the truck and we'll head on over to see the different neighborhoods. All right, guys, so we're in the truck. We're gonna go ahead and, again, this is my favorite part of the video. I'm gonna go ahead and take off. So when we do take off, I need you to know that there's two different types of neighborhoods here in Helotes. And the first one we're gonna go through is a neighborhood that is it's not your traditional neighborhood. So they're more of a country feel. You can see that, the properties are larger, and it's more on a hillside. And the homes on this side of the community are going to be anywhere from 600,000 all the way up to the millions. That's just how expensive they are. And when you see the views, you're going to understand why. Some of these homes are pretty gnarly. Like they sit on top of the hill. And earlier we were shooting some video up there, and you could tell that, you know, the views are really nice. So that's the side that we're going to. And then a little bit later in the video, we're going to go ahead and jump onto the other side of Helotes, which is on the south side of Bandera Road. And we're going to actually go through a more traditional neighborhood, so you can see more cookie cutter, still expensive, but not as expensive and not as country. So yeah, let's take a look. So right now we're going down Scenic Loop, and we're gonna make a right to see all these homes that are on top of the hill here. And you're gonna see, you know, very country feel. The roads are paved. They're not, you know, there's no sidewalks or anything like that. But you know, this is again the more expensive part. If you want to live in the country, this is the side of the Bandera Road that you want to be on, because this is more of a country feel. True story here. A couple of years ago, maybe about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, one of my clients bought a house up here in it was actually not really Helotes, but the neighboring town, which is Gray Forest. I mean, it's like right next to it, so it might as well be Helotes. But I was driving these same little roads here, and I got busted for speeding. So that cost me about $200. If you have a lead foot like me, then be careful, because the police are very active here. As look at the video here, the hills. We're gonna go up this hill right here. That is pretty steep. So that's just the kind of living that this is. When it does rain or it snows or the ice is up, you're staying home, because you're not going to be able to drive these hills with ice. One, we're not equipped with the tools that we need in order to de-ice these neighborhoods or these streets. But so you would literally have to just stay home. But we're going to take a right here, a left, and just take a look at these homes. They're country. Look at this. This one has tile roofs. Something that you will see is that they're all well built, right? So you're going to see tile roofs. You're going to see a lot of stone and brick, a lot of masonry work. And as far as the style goes, you can see everything from Spanish style homes to modern to Tudor style to cottage looking. So there's just a very big mix. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you already know I'm a sucker for the different variety. They say variety is a spice of life, and I'm a sucker for variety. So this is why I gravitate to these neighborhoods, because I want you to see. I don't want you to live in a cookie cutter neighborhood unless you want to live there, but I want you to see the different areas. I want you to see the different, opportunities of living in neighborhoods like this. Another thing about these neighborhoods is they're older, they're more mature, and one thing that I do want to mention, Helotes is right in the edge of the hill country. So what that means is that the homes are sitting on basically a bedrock, because it's a hill, and you're going to have probably no foundation issues. If you have foundation issues with your home, I will be very surprised, because these homes are basically built on a rock, and that's another plus, right? But talking about the homes, what does it cost to live here? If you're looking to buy in a home, and I want to show you these views. I mean, look at this. We're just going to come up to the top of this road right here, and look at these views. You could see the medical center. You could see, everything that's below us. So another question a lot of clients call me and ask me this, hey, I don't want to live in a flood zone. And trust me, no flood zone here. You're literally on top of a hill. So you get to see these nice scenic views, and you don't have to worry about that. But if you're buying a home currently on the market in Helotes proper, there's a little bit of adjoining neighborhoods that are more expensive. But in Helotes, if you're to buy a home, you're going to buy it anywhere from $360,000 all the way up to $1.2 million. And we actually looked up some other homes that were not in Helotes, but they're near here, and they're going up to about 2 million. But that doesn't mean that you have to spend 2 million to get these views, or it doesn't mean you have to spend 2 million to live in this area. The average house is about 600,000. So for $600,000, you could find yourself living in the country, right on the edge of the hill country. All the amenities again that city life has to offer, because we're right down the street from the city. But look, like I mentioned, these roads, they're paved, but there's no sidewalk, there's no curbs. It's just a very country feel. And on this side of Helotes, there's no HOA. So you don't have to worry about, HOA restrictions, which is another thing people contact me about. They're like, hey, I want a house. I want it in a nice neighborhood. I want it with low crime, the best schools, and no HOA. And I'm like, that's tough, right? All the homes that are in non-HOA communities are the homes that are older and that are more expensive. I myself live in a neighborhood that has no HOA, and the homes are expensive. So that's kind of what you're looking at. And there's nothing wrong with HOA. I always tell people that it's kind of a double-edged sword, because sometimes you want to have that HOA that'll tell your neighbor to cut their grass, or hey, don't have this transmission in your driveway, or whatever crazy people or crazy things people do. That's always a good thing to have somebody kind of regulating it. And I understand some people, they don't like HOAs because they feel like we're paying all this money and we don't get anything out of it. Technical difficulties. All right, so like I was saying, people, they don't like to pay for HOAs because sometimes they feel like they're not getting their money's worth, and I totally get it, but I think it does come, they do come with an advantage. So I really don't have a problem paying for HOA. It just so happened that the neighborhood that I moved into didn't have an HOA, so that was kind of a bonus for me. But yeah, let's say that you're wanting to live in this neighborhood or in this city, because it is a little city, and you're like, hey, I'm not quite ready to buy a home, which a lot of people that move, they're like that. They don't want to buy a home right off the bat. And that's why I make these videos, because I try to uncover everything that you need to know about these neighborhoods so you can make a good decision. However, if you wanted to rent, for instance, if you're trying to rent a home in Helotes, it's going to be anywhere from $1,900 to about $3,300. So there is opportunities to rent here, and to be able to live in the community and kind of get acclimated, immersed, and see if this is for your type of living. But if you don't want to purchase, you can definitely rent a home. So again, these homes are very large, and as far as the land that they're on, it's a lot of hillside, so you get some really nice views. But if that's not what you're looking for, and you want, like, hey, Jesse, I want an average cookie cutter style home, can you find that for me? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. We're going to now head over to the other side of Helotes so you can see something that's more of a traditional neighborhood, more modern neighborhood. But why wouldn't you want to live here? Like, look at this land. You can see that there's deer here, there's wildlife, and it's just very quiet. And you can have your little slice of heaven. This really is a beautiful place to live. So let's head on over to the newer part of Helotes so you can see. As we're driving there, let's talk about schools, right? Because schools, that's something that's very important to people, and it's important to me. I know it's important to you. And the schools in this area are awesome. So O'Connor High School is the high school that feeds the Helotes community, and that school is rated an A. So if you have a high school child that's going to high school, and you want them in a good school, Sandra Day O'Connor High School is a great school. They have A ratings by niche. The middle school is Folks Middle School, and Folks Middle School is rated a B minus on niche.com, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I know B sounds kind of, I don't know, but again, like I mentioned in other videos, A's and B's in San Antonio are great, great schools, and which leads me to the elementary school. If you have an elementary age child and they're going to go to school here, Helotes Elementary School is the school in Helotes, not surprising, and they have an A minus rating. So for education, an A, a B, and an A minus, you're really set up for success. But maybe the public schools aren't for you. You want private schools. Well, all the private schools that are around this area are rated A and up. So you have some really great schools, really good private schools. All right, so maybe public schools are not what you want. You want to put your child in a private school. So there's a lot of private schools that are here in the Helotes area that you'd be, really, really happy with. And they're all rated A and above. So the first school is TMI Episcopal, which is it's a Christian school. It goes all the way from 6th grade to 12th grade. So if you have a child in that age range, you can put them in the TMI Episcopal school. The tuition is kind of hefty on that one. It's about $30,000 a year to go to that school. So maybe you're like, okay, I don't want to spend that much money, right? You can go to the San Antonio Christian School, which is another A plus rated. So was it TMI Episcopal. They're both A plus rated, but this one is $14,800 a year for tuition, and they go all the way from preschool all the way to 12th grade. So you can literally put your child in this school and they can attend from, pre-K all the way till they graduate. And then the last school is Lutheran High School of San Antonio. So that's a Lutheran church. It's a school that's A plus rated, and they also are from the 9th through the 12th grade. So it's just high school. And that tuition is about $11,200 per year. So now we're going to drive into a newer neighborhood here in Helotes, and I want you to, notice how they're built different. They're more modern, so the homes are closer together, not as many trees, not, your typical new build community. However, they're not newly built, so they are a few years old, but you'll see right now, they're still nestled in the hill country, so you have those beautiful views if you buy a house that's more on top of the hill than on the bottom of the hill. But you'll see that, the neighborhoods are clean. The homes, again, more of a more traditional types of homes. And I'm going to turn right here to show you these. And the price point for these will start off at about $600,000 and work their way up to the $900,000 range. There are a couple of homes in these neighborhoods that are the newer neighborhoods that are more expensive, that they can go up to the $1 million price point. So let's take a look at these right here. Like for instance, we're driving by one right now that is under construction, so they're remodeling it, and that's going to looks like it's going to be a nice home. But take a look at these other ones: 3-car garage, nice driveway, really, stout-looking homes. You can tell they're well built. People are keeping their yards. They're just you can tell the sense of community and pride in these homes. So if you're looking at one of these homes here, you're looking at anywhere from the bottom, starting point, 650,000, all the way up to, 900 and $1 million. But they are nice, and you can't really tell the views that they have, but some of these homes have some really nice views. As we showed you throughout the whole video, all the different clips of these homes on the hillside. But take a look at the homes. You got a lot of brick, you got a lot of stone, masonry work. That's hard to say, masonry work. 3-car garage homes, really nice. So yeah, this is definitely a different feel than the other side of Bandera Road. Homes are a lot bigger, or not, I'm not saying bigger. They're a lot more newer than the ones on the other side of Bandera Road. But yeah, that just goes to show, if you're looking to move here and the country feels not your thing, you can just buy one of these homes right here. They're I mean, look at these driveways. They're just so large. I mean, this is obviously on the higher price point because look at the yards are bigger, and these driveways are to die for. Like, you could park 10 cars in this driveway and not even worry about it. So yeah, amazing. And you can't see it right now, but to my left, there's some views where you can see the homes on the hillside, and they're pretty nice. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. Did I mention the HOA? HOAs, there's no HOAs on the other side. Yeah, we were talking about HOAs. On this side, there is HOAs. So, and typically the rule of thumb is if it's a newer neighborhood, you're going to have HOAs. They're not building communities anymore without HOAs. So if you're looking for a home and you want one that doesn't have an HOA, literally you're asking me for an older home, because you're not going to find any communities that have that don't have HOAs, because they all do. So again, one of the things that a lot of people ask about is the crime rates, right? Like, what is it? How safe it is? How safe is it? Jesse, and is my family going to be safe there? So typically I give you the rating from 1 to 10. And we all know, if you've seen my other videos, the 4 is a national average. But I think I didn't find Helotes on that source. So I'm using a different reference, which is still, I think it paints a better picture as to what the living is and the crime rates are here in Helotes. I'm going to share that with you right now. So for assault on and I don't know what the scale is. I would imagine it's 1 to 1,000, but per 100,000 people, there's an average of 282 assaults per 100,000. Here in Helotes, it's a whopping 21. So 21 per 100,000. I mean, that's like less than 10% of the national average, right? So that's pretty good. Murder in the national average is 6.1, and in Helotes is 0. So virtually no murders here in Helotes. So that makes me, give a sigh of relief, because you obviously don't want that. And then for rape, the national average on these statistics is 40.7, and in Helotes it's actually a 10.8. So a quarter of the national average, which is great. I mean, that tells me that this is a really, really easygoing, safe place to live. And then for robbery, it's 135 on the national average, and here in Helotes, goose egg, a big 0. So again, nice homes, great schools, and definitely a safe place to live. So yeah, take a look at these homes. These homes, I'm gonna guess, are more in the $1 million range because the views behind them. I'm gonna turn around and show you the homes that I'm talking about here in a second, so you could see them. We're at the top of the hill, so the views from the back windows of these homes is gotta be phenomenal. So let's turn around and show you those homes. All right, so these are the homes that I'm talking about. Once we get past this brush here, and this brush, really, there's a house actually behind it, so it's kind of tucked away. Privacy in the front, privacy in the back, because it's a big hill. But the homes right here that we're looking at, these are $1 million views, and you bet you're gonna have to pay for those views. But I mean, just take a look at them. It's just so, I mean, the homes are really nice. Um, that home right there has its own gate, its own fence, own gate. Um, but yeah, so you may be wondering, how's the crime against property? So burglary on a national average is 500, and here is 313. So it's almost half of the national average, which again is a great thing. Theft is national average is 2,042 per 100,000 people, and here it's only 1,400. So a lot less than the national average, which is, again, you asked me, where is it safe? That's probably why so many subscribers have been calling me and asking me about this community, because they knew something, right? Something was up. So if you have any questions, do me a favor, hit the QR code. It's either here or here, I don't know, but snap that, pause your TV, snap the QR code, give me a call. Let's schedule a time for us to talk. If you want to move to San Antonio and you need help, I'd love to help you. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve, give you information, and just make your move as smooth as possible, so you can just come to San Antonio and enjoy it. Because guess what? I love my city, and I want you to love my city too. Now, weren't those some really beautiful communities? I mean, whether you want the country feel or you want the more modern looks of a neighborhood, that's definitely something for you here in Helotes. And about this Old Town Helotes, which is a little strip that's in the main part of the city, is you're gonna find a bunch of little shops that are mom and pop shops. There's nothing, big box about this. You have an old country store, you have a country club, you have a wine place, you have just all kinds of things that you can come out here, relax. And you can't tell, but here the streets are just lined with all these parking spots, because a lot of people like to come here during the weekend and just relax and have a good time, enjoy the outdoors, be in a little peaceful, serene part of San Antonio. So if that's something that you want, then definitely get a hold of me, because we need to set you up with something here in Helotes. Other things, if you're an outdoorsy person, what better way to be an outdoors person than to be out here enjoying nature? But if that's not your thing, there's just so many other things that are around here. For instance, the city of Bernie is about 23 miles away, where you can go. It's an old German town. They actually have this really nice, it's a brewery that my wife and I went to 2 weekends ago. If you like breweries, they have a nice German brewery there. It's called Altstadt. And you can, there's just so many things to do in Bernie. Fredericksburg's right up the road. So you're just gonna have the best of all worlds. City living, country feel, German towns, and anything else that you can think of. And at the end of this strip right here, not only are there a bunch of nice shops and things to do, but there's a Mexican restaurant right at the end of it. It's called El Chaparral. They serve really good food. So if you're into Mexican food and you can't wait to taste them when you get here to San Antonio, definitely come out here. Whether you move to Helotes or not, look around, or not look around, come out here, enjoy some food there. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. All right, so hopefully this information is bringing some value to you. If it is, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, tap on that bell so you're notified, give it a thumbs up, share this video with people you think could use this information, because I really do sincerely love helping people when they're moving to San Antonio. I mean, I get people that call me every single day from all parts of the world. Just yesterday, we closed a deal for somebody coming in from Guatemala. So, I mean, I can help you no matter what part of the world you're in. But here in Helotes, coming back to Helotes, I like it because it's in the kind of the country, but it still has all the conveniences that city living has to offer. The real estate market here has been very, very, I have a colleague in the industry that described it as insulated. And I would say that, yeah, the market here in San Antonio is very insulated. And why is that? Even in the 2008 market crash, we did not experience anything like New York, California, and Florida. We're a pretty resilient community, pretty resilient city because of the military presence here, to be quite frank. So if you're looking to move to San Antonio, you're gonna buy in one of the best markets in San Antonio, and it's no different in Helotes. Helotes has been very steady. We appreciated throughout, you know, the '08 crash, the market crash, the recessions, during COVID, it skyrocketed. So if you're thinking about moving to San Antonio and you're concerned about, you know, future growth, I wouldn't worry too much, because we have a track record that shows that we are kind of insulated. So again, I like Helotes because it's out in the country, yet it's still in the city. So you have the best of both worlds. It's very quiet. People are friendly. Like, it's just, it's a great place to live. And you know what, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna read some comments that people have put on here as a survey. I think it's important for you to hear what other people are saying, not just me. So I printed these out so I could share them with you. It says, I purchased our first home here, plus I have my immediate family that live 5 minutes away from me, which is excellent because they help watch my 2-year-old daughter while I work the graveyard shift. Okay. I love this community. It has a small town feel, and it really creates a feeling of home. The neighbors are very friendly and welcoming. Small businesses in the area have great service and delicious food. I mean, I can attest to that. I just had this brownie and this tea here in Old Town Helotes. People are just very friendly. I lived in Helotes 10 plus years. Throughout the years, as neighborhoods and buildings have been built, it has still remained a safe environment. So we talk about safe, and for those who live here and those who simply are visiting. So it sounds like a really good place. Like, you don't have to take my word for it. I have reviews here that I printed out. I wanted to share, you know, some of them with you. But yeah, it's a great place. Whether you're gonna live here for the rest of your life or you're just here for a couple years, I would encourage you to give me a call. If maybe Helotes, this didn't strike a nerve with you and you're like, you know, Jesse, maybe not, I don't want to be living in the country, I want more of a city feel, then feel free to stick around the channel, watch some more videos. I cover a whole bunch of different communities and different cities within San Antonio. If you have one that you would like for me to cover that you've heard of and you don't find it here on the channel, do me a favor, call me. I'll get it done. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the videos. Watch them all. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.